Yeah, bro. So niggas definitely was tricking. It's like nah. Welcome to the NIT pod. It's a mini pod. Me and the boy Duff was popping.
You know what I'm saying? What's good?
You ain't even saying, you know what I'm saying?
Knitters.
It's not even you. What's up, all the knitters out
Knitters.
there?
Yes, it is.
Real knitters.
That's me.
Um, yeah, man. So, well, we was just having just a little conversation, and I think a lot of this, there's a lot of confusion going on. I guess not confusion, I should say, but I guess a disconnect in the world today. Oh shit! Hold on. Oh, don't want to play that.
Damn.
That's the actual screen. Chill, Kawhi. But yeah, so I think there's a bit of a disconnect going on in the world today, right?
Right.
I think that just keep it a buck. I think that it's a surplus of kind of like bitch made niggas,
Oh,
but I
that's
think
where we're
there.
starting tough.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I think that a lot of girls be making these bitch made niggas or championing it in a sense. Or
Hmm. Interesting. Okay. I need some more. I need some context.
because don't get me wrong, nobody is more for equal rights and equal opportunity with women than me, right? But men and women are
I don't
different.
know about that one. What? Continue. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think men and women are different, and I'm not gonna lie. This is me. There's just certain shit that I'm not about to do as a man because it's just kind of like I don't know. They call it independence or
Right.
whatever, or lack of
Yeah, you got
dependence,
that for
whatever.
sure.
Shut up. I don't. Well, I might. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
But I think that I think honestly that there's certain things that I'm not gonna bring a woman around or in my life at all, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to entertain a woman if I ain't right. You know what I'm saying? If my money ain't right, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying, my living situation ain't right, my some money ain't
Right.
right, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of niggas they cool with that, right? I think they cool with that, and I think a lot of women is letting them kind of get away with that.
Oh yeah, for sure. But where play devil's advocate, does that necessarily make them bitch made though? I think it's more so. Well, shit, I don't even know if it's devil's advocate because I kind of think this. But does that really make them bitch made? Because really, it's like more so they're just stupid. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, when it comes to finances and money and whatnot, and I'm not saying that I'm just the fucking, smartest nigga on planet Earth. I just, got a car, but I went about it what I deemed the right way and budgeted for it and all that bullshit. But a lot of
Yeah, the old
dudes when
lady
they,
trick off on them. That's all.
oh yeah, for sure, yeah, I got a
Sugar
sugar
mom.
mama and shit like that.
Yeah,
She was like, you know what, you want that car? Go ahead, get it. I was like, you mean?
had
I
to
was like,
break her off
okay,
some,
yeah, yeah,
man.
you know what I'm saying? I had to do what I had to do, but you know what I'm saying? Now I'm cruising nice. But anyway, so yeah, so when it comes to like women and whatnot, niggas will literally give their whole paycheck or most of their, paycheck to take care of a girl, go on a date and all that shit. And, that's nice and whatever, but I also think it's important for niggas to know, like, what can you really afford to do? And as a man in my, early 20s and you as well, we're coming into life, we're figuring shit out, we got bills to pay, all that bullshit. And, I hate to say it like this, but it's kind of true. It's like when you get a girlfriend or enter a relationship with a girl, it's like they almost become another expense. And I'm not saying that in a negative way and women are just bad and they just, take money from niggas and blah blah blah. I'm not saying that.
Because
But
women do be getting
you
to the
look
money too.
well, yeah, they be getting to the money too, but let's think about it practically. Even if she earns as much as you know what I'm saying? You are still as a man today, you are still more than likely going to have to pay for the dates, drive to the dates, drinks, all that bullshit. Shit. She might be staying with you. You might have to pay, your bills. She not really helping shit. I'm not saying, and again, I'm not saying this is the only case, but I'm saying these are scenarios that can happen, and she might even be able to, again, like you said, because women are getting some money out there, just as much as men, if not more. She could be able to pay for her own shit and take you out on certain dates too and all that bullshit. But type of niggas that we are that have really, come to just really work for what we have, and we have very we came from families in the South that kind of taught us about hospitality and taking care of people, and
Yeah,
making sure that you're pleasing your woman appropriately and all that shit. Like, would you really want your women your woman
to
to have to like spend money on you for dates? Like, that hurts my pride, to be honest. Like,
it
like
pride aside, let me just clarify what I meant by like bitch made niggas, right? It's not just because whatever works in your household works in your household. If she take y'all sometimes, y'all go back and forth and shit like that, that's cool,
right,
right?
right,
But what I
right, right.
mean
It's
is
not
just
like
kind of like the niggas that be like, women just want money, or it's just so expensive, and the shitty girl mentality. Duh, it's been like that since the beginning of time. Literally since the beginning of society, the nigga with the most women is the nigga with the most resources. In today's day and
yeah,
age, is the resources money. The
right.
amount of value that you can have. We watching fucking Game of Thrones, right? They was like a couple episodes ago. What's Shorty's name? Rhaenyra, right?
Yeah.
Ghetto ass Targaryen names.
Oh, yeah,
uh,
we got to talk about that too, because
yeah,
they
yeah,
be
yeah.
trying to get some shit off.
They definitely try to get some shit off, right? Larion and shit like that.
Yeah,
I knew a nigga named Larion.
yeah, nigga, yeah. Like,
But yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
is it niggas?
they was
It
just trying
looks
to
like
marry his
niggas.
daughter. They was just trying to marry his daughter off, right? And it was the episode where she agreed to be married to the black dude. And remember, whenever the little knight, spoiler alert, but remember the knight Sir Christian, he was
Facts.
like, we can
Yeah.
run away and go live amongst the free people and abandon
Yeah.
all this shit. And she was just like, nigga, I'm
That
about to
nigga's a
be a
bitch.
queen. Like, no,
Yeah, I'm not
like
about to
you
go run away
cool.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
the fuck
cool.
you
You think I'm
talking
gonna
about?
drop this to no? And what she do?
Yeah,
She married a lord, and that's that. Right? I ain't gonna say what she did on the side, but you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
Like
you
at the same time, that's just typically the case. And so a lot what I think a lot of dudes have gotten skewed is that you the dude the head nigga in charge is the one that got all the women, the best women, the ultimate women, stuff like that. If you just look at human history, right?
hmm
I think
which is true till today.
what changed, and this is why I blame women. Women started being with niggas that wasn't the head nigga in charge, and then they
Yeah,
got skewed into dudes thought that they could cheat dudes think they can cheat the system now, and just like,
I
oh,
think some of them
if I
can.
go, some of them can, they can cheat the system now to where it's like, oh, if if I just get a lot of women, I'm gonna be that nigga. And that's facts because they have certain women that will let you fucking, hey, they got certain women that'll spend, but certain niggas will get in. Certain niggas can do that. Not every nigga can. Certain niggas can do that, right?
Right,
Some of y'all be looking
right.
goofy out here, but you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah,
what I think is, I always say this. Like you say that some niggas be spending their whole check on women, and I'm like, well, entertain women you can afford, right? And no,
yes,
that doesn't
yes.
mean that all women are gold diggers or you know what I'm saying. You
Right,
got to be a trick and shit like that. But it's like gambling. It's a gamble. When courting a woman, it's typically it's like a gamble. So whenever you go to the casino, it's certain tables and certain games you can't play it. If
right.
you can afford to play at the penny slots, that's the type of women that you need to entertain.
Yeah,
The penny slots.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can
You
find you can win some shit over at the penny slots too. It's not
you
it's
can
not
win
just
some
for
shit. You know what
it's
I'm
not just
saying?
scraps.
But don't go over fucking with the high rollers and get mad when you crap out.
Exactly. You know what
And
I'm
then you
saying?
want to go and complain and shit like that. No, you date women that you can afford. Now, women know how much you cost. Some of y'all.
Hey, and and when we say cost, we're not saying in like a
I
derogatory,
am.
way. There you go.
Not
But that
derogatory,
is a
but
that's a great point.
let's just keep it a buck. Some of y'all,
Again,
and this is,
like I
and we're
mentioned
speaking in
before,
general. We're speaking in generalities
yes,
here. I know
yes.
plenty of ugly
Like I
women
mentioned
that get the
before,
bag.
there is once you are in a relationship, a guy is going to have to take care of certain things because shit, you may either value those certain things coming from him or shit, he just wants to take care of those certain things because that's what he wants to do. But
Exactly.
essentially, when you get with a nigga, you
What
become
the
a
fuck,
bill,
2K?
low key, and
Yeah,
you have to keep that in mind because he's paying for all this other shit just like you paying for all this other shit. Or maybe you may not be paying for all this other shit. But know you got to know your situation, and especially as an adult, right? As an adult, if you have your own job, you stand at your own place. We're talking to women here. If you're staying at your own place, you have your own job, you have your own bills, all this shit. You know how shit goes. You know how much shit costs. You know how shit is. So if you're dealing with a nigga who has shit a similar job, even if the job is making more than you know how much shit costs. You know what a nigga has to pay. You know how situations are as an adult at this point. So don't just sit there and be like, oh, he can afford this, so I'ma just, he can just do all this shit, blah 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 blah. Sure, a nigga might be able to afford it, but you have to be empathetic, sorta to a certain extent, because niggas are spending money, and again, it's low key another bill that you have to, have being in a relationship.
I think
And
that bill is different for different niggas though. Like
yes,
peep game. Like we were talking about earlier, our friend and how he dealing with a chick, and she, while isn't the most expensive girl in the world. Well, that's for him, right? That's for him. We don't know what that's gonna be like for another dude. Another dude might have to get the bags, get the clothes, go eat out every day and some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's all about just kind of knowing your position, really,
right,
before you entertain somebody. You have to know your position with that person. You have to know, do the things that you bring are, and it's crazy, this has become a buzzword, but valuable, right?
yeah,
And and whenever your value kind of determines your value to that other person kind of determines how the relationship goes. I can't speak for every man, but I know for me, I'm not about to be in a relationship to have a woman paying bills and shit for me. Like, I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie.
no,
Like, I saw, it was one of them clips about like black love. You know, they be doing a little show where they get like the random black couples. Some of them be celebrities, some of them just be, I don't know, black people, right? Right. We're
right,
black, by the way. Just
yeah. By the way,
disclaimer. But yeah,
yeah,
someone just be black people. And dude was just like, yeah, I ain't have it. I was trying to, I ain't have it. I was fresh out of college or some shit like that, and we all went to this nice steakhouse, or whatever, with like a group of friends, and she was like, and she cashed out him the money to pay the bill, so it looked like that it looked like that she wouldn't have to pay for them because all the other men were
right.
paying for their women and shit like that. I ain't gonna lie, I would have broke up with her that night. I would have appreciated
Okay,
it,
no,
but
no,
say,
that's tough. That's tough.
well,
I
here's the thing,
personally
here's
wouldn't
the
put
thing, here's the
myself
thing,
in a
here's the thing.
position to do that.
I take it back.
That's tough.
Exactly, I would put myself in a position to do that
Right.
because you can't afford to go out, bruh. Don't go out. If your girl
No,
wants
but
to
here's the
go
thing.
out, and I get you
Right.
want to
She
take your
might have
girl
wanted
out
to
and
go
shit,
out.
but here's the thing: then you don't
Right.
need to have a girl.
Ye-
The,
I don't
the,
know. Okay. I don't know
you
about
don't
that
need
one.
to have
Now
you don't need to
let's.
have a relationship. I should say that. If you just want
I think
somebody to kick
in
it
that
with, that's
scenario,
cool. But
I think in that scenario, he should have fucking said to his girl, like, look,
we ain't
you
got it right
have,
now.
yeah, we ain't exactly. I ain't got it right now. I know you want to go out with your friends and shit, but they going out with their friends to this restaurant and whatnot, this nice restaurant. They're going out with their niggas and all that stuff. I can't do that shit right now. You know what I'm saying? And if you want to go, you can. But I'm just telling you how shit is for me right now, and I can't do that shit. And I'd rather not put myself in a situation to look like, I'm not doing well. You know what I'm saying? So that if I was in that scenario, I think I would have taken it from that perspective more so than saying like, yeah, being mad or breaking up with him, whatever.
I,
But
I wouldn't have been
if it
mad, but this is why I said break up with her because I would have took that time to be like, you know what, I can't give you what you need right now. If you got to do all that, I can't give you what you need right now. So it's like my G, like nah, like I'm gonna go get my shit up, and if you
right,
want me after
yeah,
I get my shit up, we're gonna reconvene. But don't have to do like you. Like, I'm sorry, bro. Like I can't speak for no other nigga, man. But for me, I can't do that. I
right.
can't do that. You know they say if
And this
love don't
shit,
pay the bills, I'm gonna make sure my bills
it,
paid. That's
love
that's
definitely don't pay the bills.
that's a
And this
fact.
shit, and let's keep it a buck. This shit is different than fucking college, bro. Like in college,
Yeah.
you would be able to do certain shit that like you could go out somewhere. You didn't have to have money. You could have a girlfriend, and you didn't have to have hella money like that. But now that and I'm not saying you have to have hella money now as like an adult, but you have to have, as an adult, you have to have enough, and you have to have certain shit to get to where you need to go. Because let's be honest, how many women are out there that would dead ass not talk to a nigga that doesn't have a vehicle of some sort? Because if you want to go on a date, or if she wants to go on a date with you, you're probably gonna have to drive somewhere to meet at this place for a said date. So a nigga gotta have a vehicle, a nigga gotta have a good enough job to pay for shit, and blah blah blah. Like the shit is different than college. You can't just bullshit your way into, or like maintaining a relationship. You have to have funds to be able to go out and do stuff. Shit costs money. So and I hear other platforms saying this all the time, and I kind of agree, when they say this. I just don't agree with, most of them when they say other shit. But try to focus on improving your life by yourself first before you try to bring
Before
somebody
you
else
go
into that shit.
exactly.
And as a
As men
man, I
and
feel like,
women, to be honest with you,
yeah,
but like women
that
can get
I was
away
about
with
to
it just a
say,
little bit
yes,
differently.
that's what I exactly that's what I was about to say. Like it's different for men because you might, as a woman, you don't really have to have the best financial situation for a guy to still fuck with you. Like niggas will be like, yeah, if I met a nice, attractive girl at fucking McDonald's, I'm probably still gonna talk to her. Like it doesn't matter if she's working at McDonald's. Like McDonald's, like to me, it doesn't matter. But like as a man, you have to handle certain shit. So especially in a relationship. So I would advise all men to really make sure that you have your life and financial situation together before, getting into a relationship. And I had this conversation, with a young lady. Shout out, you know who you are. But I had a conversation, and she was like, as black men, she felt like we do this more so than other races of people. Like we don't want to build with people and
Oh
shit
my
like that.
god,
Yeah, I know, and
that's
I
wrong.
felt the same. I
That's
felt the
wrong
same
as
way.
fuck.
Yes, I felt the same way because I'm like, one, our situation, especially when it comes to other races of people, I feel like are completely different. Like we, it's just different. I may be able to build with a woman, but I feel like as black men, I don't know if it's we're just built with this certain level of
To counter that
pride
point,
and
yeah,
integrity
I don't
that
even think it's
I
that, bro. Like to counter that
what
point, I see black men are more likely to do that. Like just let's just keep it a buck.
oh my
Let's get
god,
philosophical, right? Let's keep it a buck. A lot of dudes didn't have fathers in the homes. They didn't have a male influence. So you know what they saw? They saw their moms get into it. Like be honest. Outside of I would say certain groups of immigrants, what what race of American born women do you see work more than anybody? Black women. So you can't say that it's not that black men not willing to build. It's that if anything, we have to build. We're more inclined to have to build, right? But
yeah, that's very
you
true.
you you see shit from other women. You know what I'm saying? Like they're at home, they're doing the shit that they don't want to do, or they're following like passion projects and shit like that. Like remember the little kid on TikTok that used to go around and be like, what do you do for a living? Almost every
Yeah,
time he went to a white woman, what did she say? I'm married. I'm married. I'm
I
married.
can attest to that, but
But I'm saying, like,
that would
I'm
make
not saying
sense.
what I'm saying is just kind of like it's not that it's a black man pride thing. It's a it's not as a black man pride thing. It's a lot of niggas that's willing to deal with you. Hell, it's a lot of niggas that's willing to live off you, and that's the bitch made niggas I was referencing earlier. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's a whole. It's not a pride thing, but that's men in general because eventually, regardless of what a woman says, it's hard being a breadwinner. It's hard putting
Yeah.
financial stability on your back. It's hard to build shit. Period. Fuck,
Yes.
fuck, fuck. Even relationship and finances and stuff like that. We have been building this podcast for damn near a year. We're still nowhere near where we want to be. We made a lot of progress. We're still nowhere near where we want to be, and dealing with people is frustrating.
Yes.
We're friends. We get frustrated at each other. We had little
All the
tips,
time.
fucking texting about topics.
Oh yeah, all the
You know
time.
what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep it a buck. Like, like, and the further we get into business, the harder, the more frustrations and shit is gonna come. Do you want to
Yeah,
do
for
that
sure.
with somebody that, all right, you wake up, you in family mode, so you already got relationship tips that's gonna end up coming about, and then you have business tips, and then you got to go back to relationship. You think you can just turn that on and off? No.
Right.
I can't speak for other people. Things I would never do. I would never go into business with my wife. My wife would never work with me, work for me, none of that. No, you are
Damn.
an escape. My
I
wife, my
can.
girl,
I'm
none of
not
that.
saying I would do that, but I totally see why that could be the case.
Like for
But
me, like like I don't even like. I like segmenting parts of my life for
yes,
reasons.
yes,
What the fuck,
agreed.
man? But it's just
Yeah,
kind of like it that shit that is because it's different stresses that boil over, and it's going to bleed into the other.
right.
And eventually, I just want to know. I can't honestly think of something that became a success and lasted. Jeff Bezos' wife divorced him.
Nah,
they
nah.
built
Here's what I will
they
say.
built Amazon together, but she divorced him, the richest man in the world.
What I will say, Jai, and as you talk, is kind of open my eyes to some shit. I think also it's harder for, and I'm not saying this is my situation, but I feel like it's harder for black men to build because most women nowadays expect more. Well, especially I'll say most black women expect more from their partner. They don't. I feel like this is my opinion. I don't think most black women out there want to find a nigga that starts out at zero or whatever the fuck he starts out at and wait for him to get his shit together. Like there are the few small scenarios where that shit can happen, but I don't think that shit is as likely as it was back in the day because again, because women are getting their own black women are getting their own money, at very very high rates. It's like they don't necessarily, need the nigga.
Yeah,
Like before, and I hate to say that because that's what a lot of people say nowadays, but they don't.
they don't.
Like they have their own money, they can do whatever the fuck they want to do whether you there or not. So, and I heard this somewhere else too. It's like when women date, they want somebody more than likely to either be at their level
Hypergamy,
or above their level.
hypergamy.
More likely above their level. Niggas, we can date women that are,
Wherever.
again,
If you
yeah,
find, you
they don't
find.
have
Let's
that.
just keep it a
Yeah,
book.
if you fuck, bro. If you don't have hella, yeah, if you find, you find. If you don't have hella money, it doesn't fucking matter. But for women, it's different. So if a woman's out there getting money and shit like that, like what are the odds that you would be willing to build with the dude when you already built your own shit? Like, what's the point of you waiting for somebody who has to build their shit when you already built yours, and you can just go out and find somebody else that built their own too? And women have more access to niggas that they would want to talk to than men have access to women that they would want to talk to. So they could probably easily find a dude who started or has their own shit. So if you're not that guy, and you don't have your own shit, then what's the point of them sticking around and waiting for you to build some shit with? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of just pointless at that point.
And
Why
to be
wait?
honest, well, also since the beginning of time, I'm giving y'all mad history lessons right now. The minority of men have messed with the majority of women because it's just kind of
Yes.
like, well, uh, for some women, it makes more sense to be this nigga's side than to be a lesser nigga's main, right? And that's just a fact. But now, like you said, it's hella ways for women to get money, and oh man, I can't wait till we have the pimp cast. But but if you are a pretty woman, is I'm gonna break it down. Eventually, I'm gonna break it down on one episode. It's almost no reason for you to be broke. Let's just keep it a book. And I'm not saying that you got to go out there and sell pussy, but if you are a pretty
Wait, who
woman,
you
it's
talking about? You
almost
talking about women?
yeah. If you're
Okay.
a pretty woman, it's almost no reason for you to be broke. That's
Yeah.
or not. I'm not gonna say broke, but not used to the finer things in life, not taken care of, because that means that you're hanging around other niggas. Now, if you're a woman with money
Alright.
and you're still a pretty woman, I feel like if you're a woman with money, I think you have the luxury of dating the man that you want, right?
Yes.
Not a man that
Wait,
you would
wait, wait,
need.
wait. You said if you are a woman with money, you have the luxury of dating men that they want. That's what you said.
Yes, you gotta look good, obviously. But that
Yeah.
whole men are just intimidated by me. No, some of y'all just
No.
assume. No, some of y'all just be mean. Like
Yes.
it's just a fact.
That. Yeah.
No,
That's
no
not
nigga
the
is
case.
upset at a successful woman. Some of y'all just be mean, right? And not every nigga. Why are they calling timeouts? Like we have a minute left. It's weird, but yeah. And not every nigga is. Well, I know we said earlier I don't want a woman taking care of me. I'm speaking in general terms here. There's a lot of niggas that are very cool with that.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas that are very cool with that, right? And so it's just like date the nigga that you want. If you want the nigga that ain't got it right now, or if you want the nigga that's just gonna sit up at your car, if you want you a Jody and you a woman with money, go after your Jody. But if you don't have money, stay the fuck away from Jody. Cause then you just gonna get mad whenever Jody ain't got no money.
Right.
You gonna get mad that you got more money than him, but you ain't. But neither of y'all really got it. And then you know what I'm saying? You sitting there going Dutch at the birthday dinner. It's your friend's birthday dinner while everybody else, bro, what the fuck? While
Yeah. We
everybody
can't hear
else,
shit right now.
yeah, while everybody else getting their shit paid for. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, like, I think, and this is only for women with significant amount of income. Not every woman, this is not qualified, but they have the luxury. But I think in general, women, you can go date a dude that's gonna take care of you because it's a lot more dudes than not that are willing to leverage their money to get women because they don't have other access because all throughout media and life, guess what? If you is a young man growing up, if you did not get women, guess what they tell you? Whenever you get rich and successful, you gonna have all the girls. So a lot of niggas base their rich and success on how much women they can get leveraging their wealth and success. Some
You
niggas
know
will
one
flex their
person
car
like that.
around women to do that. Them fucking them fat niggas with the lean bellies, they be scamming and shit
Man.
like that, wearing them tight ass V long shirts. They trying to leverage they designer clothes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like we getting paper over here because they know that it's
Right.
gonna bring a certain type of woman,
Right.
right? And hey, that's just paying the cost of doing business.
Right.
I think a lot of people just get frustrated at the game, but they just won't sit there and play the game. To be honest with you, and the game got to be played. So either you have to leverage something. You have to leverage something. For women, they're gonna leverage. Typically, your leverage is your appearance. That's the most valuable thing, relationship wise, to a man. How you look.
One hundred
There's no
percent.
getting around it. It
And
just
I
is. And
it really
and
is
how you look to every person is different. It's different.
very
So
true.
that, I'm not gonna say that there's a universal fine chick scale, right? But
Right.
how you look There's how you look is different. The only niggas that that won't buck with you, that don't think that you look attractive, they trying to get something out of you. I'm putting y'all on game. They try to get something out of you. You know, whenever it's tax season, whenever they get, it's a certain type of woman they come around tax season.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's how,
yeah.
that's just life. And there's some niggas that it's just like, hey, you gotta, you know, you might have to, you might have to be willing to go on dates and shit like that, cause you ain't got game just to get her to post up at your crib and watch Netflix like that, right? Or
Right.
she don't think that you that attractive. And honestly, keep it a buck, a lot of y'all leave with that and then get mad. A lot of y'all leave with money and they get mad whenever they use you for money.
Yeah. Shit, I
So,
don't know. Like, again, every time we kind of have like this kind of conversation, it just seems like there's as men we understand shit, and as there's women that understand how shit works for them, but doesn't understand how shit works for us. And I kind of want to touch on that person, well, not personality, but looks thing. We can talk about it all the time, but personality, yes, personality is, I say this, is what matters for longevity. But as far as what gets you through the door to us as men, I think most times it's you have to look good to him. So yes, your personality could be fucking great,
and
but if
everybody
you
should shoot for that. Like, just to be
yes,
honest, everybody, you should want to be with somebody that you think looks attractive. Because
yes,
I don't care what you say, people just naturally treat people who they don't find attractive worse. Not saying you treat them bad, but you're not gonna treat them as good as somebody that's attractive. Like, I can only speak as being a man,
are you
but
saying like relationship wise or just like in general? Because if a
low
person
key
say
in
if I don't
general, low
I
key
don't
in
know
general, and on the
if a person
lowest
is
of
ugly
keys,
but nice,
and
and
the
I'm
lowest.
not interested in being in a relationship with them. I don't
But
care
this is
how
what
they
I
look
mean on the
personally.
lowest of keys. This is what I mean on the lowest of keys. Right? You walking down. I I saw this happen in real time. Remember the promenade?
Yeah.
Two girls walking down the promenade, come from the same place, carrying stacks of papers. One girl is pretty. One girl wouldn't say that she's aesthetically pleasing, right? To the general public, right? See how I did that? That boy good. That boy good. See how I framed that?
Yeah.
They both dropped the papers.
Right.
One nigga go help the generally conventionally unattractive girl. Five niggas go to the fine girl. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. And that's just life. Let an
I
ugly
think
girl
okay.
let an
I
ugly
might
girl
be
be
talking
sitting
from my
posted up
perspective.
crying and let a pretty girl go posted up crying. In general, we just speaking in generalities here, not about what we
Yeah,
would do
yeah.
because we're nice
Right,
guys,
right, right.
right?
Right. Yeah.
But
That's
but
fucked up.
but
But
it's fucked
yeah.
up. But that's like it's like a bio response, right? It's like a bio response, right? So it's just typically things that you like to look at, you care about more. That's why people won't eat like cute animals. You know what I'm saying? Like you tell somebody, oh, you eat a rabbit. You know what I'm saying? It's I don't want to say it's bio response. I don't know. Maybe the rabbit thing was kind of crazy.
I'm not eating the possum either. That shit ugly as fuck. But
But what I'm
I
saying is,
get your point.
yeah, like it's just like things that you infatuate yourself with visually, right? And I feel like men and women should go with people that they think are attractive, right? Physically attractive, because you're gonna have to look at this person. You're gonna have to want to fuck this person if you're gonna be in a
Yeah.
relationship with this person. That's just a fact. If you have to force yourself to do shit, it's not gonna last. One of y'all gonna cheat, or one of y'all gonna get mad.
Yeah. But what I
All it
will
take is one.
say,
Shut your ugly ass up. It's over with.
what I will that's a foul. What the fuck? But what I will say is, yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's true. And what a lot of people have difficulty understanding is, your perception of things, sadly, for you, is not always how shit works. You might want shit to work a certain way, But unfortunately, that's not how life works. I personally would want to go outside and have people think that I work a regular fucking 9 to 5 job. But when I go outside, guess what the fuck everybody thinks I do, Jai?
Play
They
basketball.
think I, yes, they think I fucking play basketball. I was just having this fucking conversation earlier. Like, how I want the world to work is not how shit works. And I feel like some people have, well, not some, I feel like most people nowadays have a harder time grasping that than others. And I also think that niggas, and I hate to make this shit men versus women, but I think, in my opinion, men have a more, they understand where their place is in society more so than women do.
Yeah.
Because, like, and I'm not saying it like in a fucking patriarchal way. I'm saying it as, look, if I know that I'm a fucking, if I know that I'm an ugly nigga, then I can't go out
You have
and
been
do shit.
told that you an ugly nigga
Yes,
more
yes.
times than you would like to hear
Either you've been told it or you've seen the results
of
of
being an
being an ugly
ugly
nigga,
nigga.
especially early on in life. So you know what the fuck you can, what you can get away with, type shit.
Hey yo, my
Most
shit froze. What?
damn, but most damn nigga lagged out. Just
Thanks.
invite me again. But yeah, most women, in my opinion, they don't know where the fuck where they lie with shit. And do you want certain shit to work a certain way? Sure, I want certain shits to work a certain way. However, just because you want something to be a certain way doesn't mean it is. Just because, you know, you want a nigga to come help you, if or not help you, but come up to you while you're crying and, say, "Are you all right?" Theoretically, should every man come up to you and do that no matter what you look like? Yes. But how reality works is, unless you look good, most niggas are not gonna do that because
You
niggas
sit your
are
ugly ass there
niggas.
crying, bro. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie to you.
yeah, unfortunately, and I hate to say it. I hate to
It's-
say it,
you
but
said
that's how the fucking world works. Like, do I want to fucking, you know, go to work? I love my job is great. Do I want to go out and work every fucking day, or would I rather be doing whatever the fuck I want and not have to pay for shit and enjoy life? I'd much rather do that. But how reality works and how fucking shit works in this society, I have to get up every fucking day and get my ass to work. That's just how shit is. So when people are thinking of like, oh, well, this is rude, this shouldn't work like this, blah blah blah. Okay, maybe it shouldn't, but it is. That's how it works right now. So either you gonna complain and cry about it, or you going to figure out how to maneuver and get through life with those things that you kind of know that you just can't change. There's certain things in life that we can't do shit about. So you can either bitch or complain about it and say, "Oh, well, this should be this way, this should be that way." Or you could realize, "Okay, this is how shit is, so now what? What am I going to do about it? How am I going to go through life dealing with it or whatever the fuck? Or change it. Try to change it." You know what I'm saying? So that shit be getting on my nerves because people just be thinking that how they view the world is how shit is or should be. Should it be that way? Sure. Is it that way? No.
absolutely not.
Will it ever be that way? Probably not.
Nope.
So, you know what I'm saying? There's not
You
much we
gotta
can do about it.
maneuver.
So, yeah. And again, that's something that, really resilient people, and I feel like the people that are most successful realize how shit is in life, and then they try to do something about it. They either try to solve that problem or they try to work their way around that problem and not let that problem interfere, in their success. Like all the, billionaires, millionaires, all that shit. They find a problem in the world that people have and they try to do something about it or mitigate that problem or go around it. And they make money off of that. So, and of course there's deeper shit than that people have to, try to face and encounter in life, but
Right.
shit, just gotta figure shit out.
It's 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 an interesting like thing. Like it's like chess, bro. Like
Yes, life
certain
is like
pieces
chess.
can only move certain ways. So that
Right.
doesn't mean that you can't be the piece to win the game. You just gotta be smart with your moves.
Right, like chess, like cars, nigga. If you got a certain amount, you got certain cards in your hand. That was the cards that you were dealt. Like you could either sit there and complain about, oh, somebody else was dealt better cards, blah blah blah. It shouldn't be like this. I should get the same, cards that everybody else get. Or you realize that shit, I really can't do shit about the cards that I was dealt at this point. I'm just complaining I can't really change the fucking game, to make it easier for me. Like that's just how shit is. So I'm gonna play my fucking hand as best as I can. And that's what fucking life is about. Play the cards that you were dealt as best as you can. You know what I'm saying? Some people might not be the best looking, some people might not be the tallest, smartest, whatever the fuck. Realize where your shortcomings are and realize where your strong suits are and then maximize shit based off of that. Don't just sit there and complain about shit. And as a person who went to school with me and who's known me for a good amount of life, I used to complain about shit
Oh
often.
my god.
So, yeah,
Nigga,
yeah,
nigga said,
yeah.
my life sucks because the corn dogs was cold. Jesus Christ.
Bro, I just wanted some good food, bro. I just
he
wanted some good food.
said, he said, my life sucks
It's
because the
tough
corn
times.
dogs was cold. Nigga, did you run into the wreck without accepting the spot? Like,
Ooh,
dickhead.
maybe. Anyway,
Yeah,
so
man. That's, uh,
yeah,
mm,
just life is like chess, life is like checkers, life is like a fucking card game. All that bullshit. Whatever game you like,
everybody ain't
Monopoly.
the same, bro. Everybody
e- e-
different. So find out where
Exactly.
you can thrive in, and then try to win the game.
Yeah.
And honestly, you're not gonna know if you won or lost the game until you die. So might as well keep playing.
And whether you really won or lost is kind of up to you for real. Like shit,
Facts.
if you fucking want to be the fucking best nigga that works at a gas station on planet Earth, be the best nigga that works at a gas station. Like
If you are
nigga, who
comfortable
can
with your life exactly where you are, don't let nobody
exactly?
fool you into other shit. Just
Hell
understand
yeah,
that whatever you decide for yourself, there are gonna be consequences, positive or negative, or
right.
you know, because that's another thing. Like I don't think a lot of people don't get their respect their consequences, or you know, want to accept their consequences
Take
of.
accountability for them
See, I
for
didn't want to use
of
the
their
A
actions.
word. I don't want to use
Yeah,
the
I
A
know it's
word because
like
you know how the
kryptonite.
A
Yeah,
word
some of y'all.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some of y'all are like accountability. Oh my God, no! Like yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how. Yeah, yeah.
but that's just what it is. It's accountabilities for their actions. You know what I'm saying? If you want to fuck a lot of dudes, and then the dude that you want to marry said, "I don't want a girl that fucked a lot of dudes," that's just a consequence of fucking a
That's
lot of
just how
dudes.
shit
You just can't
works.
marry that
Yeah.
nigga. Tough.
Yeah,
Like,
tough. Find a nigga that
find a
you fucked a
nigga
lot of dudes.
that like, that's cool with girls having a lot of experience. You know what I'm
And
saying?
this is just our analogy. We're not using this to
If you
just
want a bad bitch,
just
but if you want a city girl, we got a friend that want a city girl. He be like, oh, I'm gonna take her to plays and shows and shit like that. I'm like, my nigga, remember we told him, I was like, you
that's
ain't got
not
enough
yeah.
money. You ain't got enough money for a city girl.
Yeah, that's
If you
yeah.
want a city girl, be prepared to
You're gonna
spend
have to
city girl cash.
exactly.
Don't get
You have to
mad. Oh, she only want me for my money. Duh, dork.
everything
Like,
in life has a fucking cost to it. And I'm not saying it just monetarily. But I'm saying
literally.
just like literally like if you want a certain thing, the shit's gonna cost you something, whether it's time, effort, whatever the fuck. So if you want certain things out of life from certain people, that shit is probably going to cost you to either have to do certain things or behave a certain way or blah 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 blah. Like sure, could you just live your best life and do whatever the fuck you want to do and blah blah blah, and then wait till you're fucking 28 or 30 to like figure your life out? Sure. But when you're 28, 29, 30 and you're done living your best life, man or woman, you know what I'm saying? There could be consequences for your actions during that time period where you were just doing whatever the fuck you wanted to do. You
Fucking
know what I'm
Tom
saying?
Brady. Tom Brady. Him and his wife. His wife is upset that he missed a lot of family time and shit like that, and he got it's all in the news and shit like that. Well, that was a sacrifice that she
Yes.
made. You know what I'm saying? That was a sacrifice that she made going with somebody who said, I want to be the greatest, the undisputed greatest ever, right? He said, I want to do this time 45. He's 45. He said he gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? This shit. Like that's just a consequence, right? Sometimes you just can't expect people to renege on their on choices that you made, and you can't expect people to. I don't want to say be fair, but you know what I'm saying. Like you just can't be like, oh well, because I did this, you should have to do this now. No, that's not the case because like like we kind of talked about on the Sunday part with which this is being uploaded to YouTube today on NIT POD TV at YouTube.com.
Okay.
Also on TikTok at NIT POD TV, all lowercase.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, about the whole Ime Udoka thing. It was like, yo, like she probably not gonna cheat. I mean, she probably not gonna leave. He cheated. She's probably not gonna leave. So
Probably not.
that's a, so her or just anybody in general. If you stay with somebody to cheat on you, you got suspicions, or you always worried about somebody and shit like that. That's a consequence. That's a consequence because you stayed. So if you're always gonna be looking over your shoulder, always want to look through somebody's phone, or you can't trust that person or whatever, that's a consequence. You stayed. Nobody made you do that. You deal with that
Right.
consequence. Don't throw it in their face. Don't be blah 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 blah. Their consequence for cheating, which is you being upset. If their consequence of cheating was you being gone, they probably wouldn't cheat. But that's another part for another day. But I'm just saying, like everything has a consequence, bro. If you put
And
your
to take
hand
it
on the stove, you're probably gonna get burned. Don't get mad at the
exactly.
stove for burning your ass.
Exactly. And a lot of people don't realize that, this shit is actually because of my action while I'm in this shit. People always blame the external and outside world for why shit is the way shit is. Like, nah, it was probably because some dumb shit that you did. You have to take accountability too. Yes, a nigga could have did this shit to you, a girl could have did this shit to you, sure. But, you also have to keep in mind how you got yourself into that situation in the first place. And to go back to what you were saying about Tom Brady, is really on both sides of the coin. Like she had to take accountability for realizing who the fuck she dealing with, but also he has to take accountability for the way he's making his wife and kids feel
Right.
because he and it is again everything in life costs. If you want to be the fucking goat, which he is at fucking football, you're probably not gonna have as much family time as other people who are in the sport who are just alright or who aren't the best at whatever the fuck they do. He said, "I want to be the goat," so he's continuing his career and putting the hours and the work in to be that. But that comes with fucking cons as well. It comes with pros and it comes with cons. He gets the pro of being a goat, but he also gets the cons of losing precious family time with his wife and kids and shit like that. So like people always focus on the good that you can get out of life and only and forget to realize that there could be certain actions that you take that could get you fucked up or in a fucked up situation or that could alter your life forever. Wise people don't ruminate on that, but they keep that in the back of their mind at all times for why they make the decisions that they make. A lot of people nowadays, I feel like they don't even think about that shit. They just do shit
To do
based
it,
off of
you don't get no
just
do
to do
overs,
it,
bro.
and you don't. And they do shit just to do it and based off of feeling. Feeling can get you fucked up. I'm not saying be a fucking narcissist out here that's not fucking empathetic with people. I'm saying that feelings are very fleeting. So if you just do shit in life without really giving it fucking thought, again, that could get you fucked up out here. You know what I'm saying? So even if you feel a certain way, make sure that you think things through, think shit out, and really weigh the pros and cons of whatever the fuck you're doing. And if you're okay with living with the cons of the situation, if they were to happen, of course, do it. Live your life.
Yeah,
But
you gotta be
really give
okay
it
with it.
thought. Yeah, you got to be
Whenever
okay with it.
I
And if you're okay
speed,
with it, I'm okay with it.
whenever I speed on the highway, if I get a ticket, I'm cool with
Yeah,
that.
cool
I'm
with
not
it.
saying I'm gonna like it, but it's just kind of like I'm not gonna be like,
I,
man, this bullshit ass cop shouldn't have pulled me over. Blah, 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 blah.
exactly.
No, I shouldn't have been
Like,
speeding.
damn, I was speeding. Yeah.
I shouldn't have been speeding. Like
Right.
that's just the reality of shit. So
Yeah.
you know, it's been a good little mini pod, man. Good. Had to surprise the folks, man. Midweek shit.
Facts. We wanted to give y'all a little something, something. You know what I'm saying? Shout out y'all. Shout out the viewers
Streets was in
for
the
tuning
drought
in.
for this good content,
They were. They were.
so now
Oh
we back.
shit.
Well, let's actually try to win the 2K game. So
Facts.
this has been your boy Pod God Jai Almighty and the NIT Pod. Catch us on YouTube, NIT Pod TV, all caps. TikTok, NIT Pod TV, no caps.
Yes, Sirski.
The one
Y'all
show, the
have a
world's
great
most
rest of your
dangerous
fucking
pod.
week. You
See
know
you
what I'm
later,
saying?
knitters.
You know what I'm saying?